There you
Yeah.
are. What's
Changed my
going on,
background
Captain?
too, man.
It's all good, man. It's all good, man. Like I say, man, I just appreciate you being here with me. And of course,
Right.
right now, just sharing, sharing the screen with the people that will be watching, because we're gonna broadcast this on, Facebook and also YouTube. I'll add the interview on the YouTube channel.
Okay.
Just for
Okay.
little people that don't know about, about you. You have been Cpt Bass has been in law enforcement since 2003. When he was a deputy assigned to patrol, and then of course throughout the years promoted to criminal investigating, work with FBI task force, and then when I met you, when I got closer to you, you were the lieutenant for CID,
That's correct.
which was really cool, man. I always had a great work relationship with you as far as I work and off work, man. And of course, now last year you promoted to captain. Yay, captain, man! And I was really proud of you and happy for you for that. And of course, currently you have been selected to attend the FBI National Academy. Man, what
That's
an honor,
correct.
man! What an honor!
Man,
That is amazing. That is
I was
amazing. And
shocked.
not sure you shouldn't be shocked, man. You put in work, so you deserve to be there. But before we go any further, man, this screen that I'm sharing next is reverse COVID-19
Okay.
91-mile finisher, man. Tell us a little bit more about that, man.
So basically, the group that I just started running with, when all the gyms shut down, I just started doing a whole lot of running, and I linked up with some guys from the YMCA, the West Texas Gazelles, Odessa,
Yeah.
and they come up with all kinds of crazy ideas, and
And
they
great
wanted to do
people too, man. Great people. I
great people.
know Larissa's brother Joe, man. I mean, we have ran together some Spartan races, man. Melanie, I mean, great people, man. So that's good. Great company.
Yes, sir. So they came up with the crazy idea, to give back to the community, the West Texas Food Bank, as well as the citizens of Chihuahua, Mexico. And basically the
Oh,
buy-in was like $20, $25, but you had to run 91 miles. If you didn't
yeah.
run the 91 miles, you didn't get the T-shirt that went along with it.
Yeah,
And
that's the price.
I kind of count the back end of it. I waited late. I was only like at 23 miles at 2 weeks in, and I only had like 2.5 weeks to finish the challenge. And,
Yeah.
man, you talking about 4 miles a day here, 5 miles a day here, 10-mile runs. I mean, it was rough, but I mean, it was for a good cause.
Yes,
I
yes.
love to run, so why
I
not?
know. I know. And that's what's so cool, man, because during that time, whenever you guys started doing this, I was doing my fasting. So I was away from social media. But then I have you as one of my friends on my Garmin app. So
Right.
sometimes I ran, man, and I checked my Garmin app, and I saw that you were putting in work. I was like, man, I gotta go too. So you motivated me, and I appreciate that. I really appreciate
Anytime, man. That 78 miles you did, man, it kind of pushed my motivation. I even reached out to you, and I was like, man, I mean, 20 days in a row, how
that.
rough did it get on you? I mean, I know it was physically challenging, but
It was.
mentally challenging.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But cool, man. And the subject today is wellness and fitness in law enforcement. I mean, you've been in law enforcement for 17 years, man. 17 years. That's a long
17.
time.
Yes,
That's a long
sir.
time. 17 years, and you still, till this day, putting in work. So what is your motivation? Why do you do what you do? You know what I mean? Like, because I know you're busy, man. I knew you were busy as a lieutenant because I work with you and I see which kind of case you guys dealt with. So I know it's a lot of work that you put in at the office. Not just that, but I've been to your son's football game, and I know you involved in your kid's life, which is great, and I really appreciate that. So I know you stay busy. So how do you manage, being in law enforcement for this long and at the same time have time for family and still doing your job well? You know what I mean? How do you manage all of that?
Well, it's one of them deals, man, where, I mean, what's important to you, you make time for. So working out and running and staying fit and staying active, I mean, it's important. If I got to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go do it, I go do it.
Yeah.
But then I also have a family life too, and they understand the commitment that I have to my fitness. And of course, I'm never gonna miss a football game. I mean, if
Yeah.
I'm there, if he's playing, I'm there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a juggle, and you have to do it. I mean, running and working out, man, it relieves a lot of stress that you deal with on a day-to-day basis.
Cool, cool. And your son is getting big, man. So you need to be in shape to handle him.
I gotta let him know the old man still got it.
Right. That's right, man. And what is your advice, for new officers or even for people who want to join the force, people who want to become police officers? Because, recently, we have seen a lot of people. I mean, right now with the COVID hasn't been as bad as before that. Prior to that, man, we're being scrutinized so bad, you know what I mean? So a lot of people were kind of backed off becoming police officers. So what's your advice for a new officer or people who want to, join this career?
And just let them know, man, you got to be committed in what you're doing. I mean, this is not something that you just call a job, something that you can just turn off and turn on. I mean, it's one of them deals, man. You're 100% in or you're not in at all, period. Stay true to yourself and believe in what you're doing. Believe in your confidence. Believe in your abilities. I mean, you go through 6 months of training for a reason. They're instilling in you what you need to be. They give you the foundation to be a good law enforcement officer. And then once you hit the streets and go through your field training program, your training officers and the department and everybody else that's around you, I mean, they're instilling in you what you need to do. They give you that foundation. Stay true to it.
Yeah. So what's the difference that you see right now on young officers compared to when you started? You know what I mean?
Probably the same. A lot of them, I mean, you think you know everything. They give you a bag and gun and, you have all this training and you think you know everything. You ready to take on the world. But it's a little bit different. I mean, it's more, from what I'm seeing, a more defiance of authority.
Yeah.
It's not that they want to be insubordinate in a sense, but they want to get out there and show you what they can do. And
okay.
That's what it is.
I got you. And I was in West Texas for 8 years.
Right.
Man, for 8 years. And, I have a special place in my heart for West Texas. So one of the things that I noticed is like a lot of African-American officers, Black officers,
Mm-hmm.
Why is there not more African-American officers on the force? What's the problem?
And if you look at the bigger cities, you see a lot of them. I think here locally, you look at people's past experience with law enforcement, as well as some of their family members. They see everything that the media puts out, everything that's broadcast on TV. And, law enforcement's always put in a negative light. And nobody wants to be part of that. They don't want to face that scrutiny because there's a lot of scrutiny that goes along with this job. It's a lot of responsibility and little privilege.
Yeah. Man, I just wish that we had more diversity. So what can we do, you and I, and not just you and I, but the department, all the law enforcement agents in general? What do you think can be done to have more diversity in the departments?
That's a tough question to answer. I believe, one of the things that I see is we don't educate the people. Nobody knows what's going on. I mean, they see law enforcement and everybody has this perception of what we do and how we conduct business. And it's not like that. I mean, the internship programs that these departments have, I mean, it's bringing these kids in and they're getting to see the business processes of these agencies, and they're seeing it's not that bad. It's not what's put out there to you.
Yeah.
So I think we just need to educate everybody and let them know, bring them inside and speak to them. We're not hard shell. We need to get that information out to them.
Man, that's really deep. Whenever you talk about education, we got to educate them. It's a must. But when do we start educating them? Man, like whenever I was running the Choices West Texas, the Choices program, man, I had on average 12, 11 kids in my program. You know what I mean? And out of 12, 11 kids, like every year or every 6 months, I had like different groups. And like, out of 12, 11 kids, man, I probably had 1 or 2 Black kids. I wish we could have more. And then they range from 13 to 17. And by the time I got them, man, they were already in so much trouble. You know what I mean? So how young do we start that education process, with these kids? How young you think we should start
Well, and
as a community?
It starts when we make the initial calls. I mean, we're there to resolve an issue, but they're looking at everything as, the police is here to take my mom or dad to jail, and they're not looking at us in a good light. So, I mean, if we can start educating at that point and, start speaking to them. We go in there, we handle the call, but they got information that they want to put out too. And let them know that we're not what the media puts out, what the public perception of law enforcement is. You start young.
Yeah.
Programs like PAL, that's where I got started,
Exactly. And that's how I was so excited to be involved with that program for the longest time, because, I got to meet a lot of kids, man. Until this day, I drive around Odessa, man. At least I get to talk to one kid. Hey, Coach Matai, what's going on? So, and they see the side, a different side of law enforcement that we don't. So, you guys got a new sheriff not long ago, man. I like your sheriff, man, and I hope I can get him on the show one of these days. You know what I mean? Because, he is embracing that West Texas, culture. You know what I mean? It's like, we're here and we're going to do work. So I like that. Great. So, and I have noticed big time difference on your department since that transition. So what's different now for you guys, since you guys had got a new sheriff?
It's still business as usual. Yeah. It's a relaxed atmosphere. He lets us, he trusts his administration.
Yeah.
I guess that's the best way to put it. I mean, like you say, the head coach is only as good as his assistant coaches. That's something that he always preaches to us. So he let his assistant coaches, his administration, from the captains and on down to the lieutenants and sergeants, do their jobs.
That's cool. That's really cool. And I bet for you it's kind of cool also to be able to experience both of the sheriffs and see different styles of leadership.
Right.
So whenever we talk about leadership, I never worked for you, but I've been around you and I know which kind of person you are. But the people who are going to be listening to these interviews. So which kind of leader are you? What's your leadership style?
I'm more laid back. I let you do your job. One thing that I always tell everybody when they first came in the CID, with privilege comes responsibility. You have to be responsible enough to handle the privileges that's given to you, because you have a lot of freedom, a lot of opportunity. But at the same time, if you can't handle the responsibility that you're given, then I'm going to take those privileges away. I'll let you get out there and do your job. I'm not trying to micromanage you.
Yeah.
But also be responsible enough to know that you still have a job to do. You still get paid to do this job.
Right.
Do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. and that's true. That's true, man. And like I say, man, like I have so much appreciation for you, man, because I met you a while back, but you always showed me love, man. And that's means a lot. Means a lot for me. And the people that I know that work for you, man, they all appreciate you. So what else would you like to share with the people, that will be listening to this interview about, the opportunities that you guys have at the sheriff's office?
Well, we got a lot of opportunities. We got some new patrol positions. I think we're staffed for like 11 per shift, which when I started, it was only 7 per shift, and that including your sergeant and lieutenant. So, we got positions open on patrol. We got several positions open in the jail. And, it's one of them deals where the pay is up. A sergeant jailer with the overtime, not including overtime, but just the holidays and the 86 hours that they work. You're looking at walking in $56,000 to $58,000 a year. You talk about a deputy, $67,000 a year. When I started 17 years ago, it was $22,000 right off the bat, and that was
it. Yeah, man, different times, huh?
Different times, totally different times.
And I was looking at this information. I don't know if you can see my screen, but this one of the information that Christina McKinney posted. Is this relevant? Is this a correct information that I'm showing right now?
That is correct.
Okay, okay. Cool. For people who, like, I got a lot of students, sometimes a lot of young kids that be asking me, can I come and join the force and just become a detective? So you want to tell us just a little bit of, how these kids can, get in and, move up the ranks like you did, what it takes to do that.
So basically, I mean, if they want to join the ranks and they want to start now, they can apply to be a correctional officer. And if they get hired, they'll go through the training, and of course they'll work the jail. We usually try to pull people from the jail first if they're interested in coming to patrol.
Yeah,
we'll send them through the academy, let them get that experience out the way. Of course, working in the jail, they get to know people, they get to deal with the people, because it's the same people that you're gonna see on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, on the streets.
And
yeah,
it gives them that advantage to know how to kind of deal with them in a closed environment as well as an open environment once they get out there on the streets. And of course, you work your way up. You do your time on patrol. We have a civil division. We have a warrants division. We have detectives. We got special investigations. We got courthouse security. We got various different divisions, CSI, that you can work in. But you got to start somewhere, and you got to start on the ground. You got to be the boots on the ground first, whether it's a correctional officer or a patrol deputy.
Nice.
But you can't be patrolling until you go through the academy.
That's cool. That's cool. I appreciate sharing that information with us. And on a personal note now, how is your son, man? Is he a junior, senior? Because I remember watching him play it was last year. The only game that I had a chance to go watch. How is he doing, man?
He's a sophomore. He's doing good.
He's a sophomore?
He's a sophomore.
Cool Lord, man. Big boy. I like it, man. Woo-wee, that's nice.
Yes,
so how was this year for them, man, with all this, COVID-19 hitting everybody by surprise?
Yeah, it's one of them deals where it's been some ups and downs. He was struggling getting used to not having that school environment. Yeah. The coach still sent workouts home, and he wanted his students to do it. He did Zooms with P90X3 so they can still work out. But, doing homework, the teacher just sends an assignment home, and, of course, you figure it out, or you let your parents figure out, which I don't get involved in that. I let my wife do the teaching. I don't do anything like that.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
But he's adjusted.
That's good, man. It's been hitting a lot of people. I mean, different levels, man. But I'm glad he's doing good. I'm glad he's pushing through, man.
Right.
Man, I really appreciate your time, man. I appreciate spending these 30, 25 minutes with me, chopping it up. And we here, man. Is anything else you want to share with everybody?
Man, I'm good. You got anything else you wanna ask?
No, that's it. That's it. That's all I got so far, man. And I just want to say thank you, man. I appreciate you, Captain. And say hi to the wife and the kids, man. And just stay in shape, man. Stay in shape. Oh, one of the things that I forgot to talk about, which we talk about fitness and wellness. There's a different websites that we have, different pages that we have for law enforcement. And I feel myself that some of these pages, they portray law enforcement, not necessarily, fitness, police, tough, whatever. They showing just officers in shape, but the reason that we created this page, this avenue, is for all the officers being able to share their stories, because fitness is not just about fitness and wellness is not just about having six pack or look, skinny. It's about a lifestyle. So, do you want to share just a little bit about, just give a word of encouragement to the ones who don't work out or the ones who don't run, what can they do to start that journey, and to become well?
Well, it's either day one or one day. It's up to you to decide. But it's one of them deals where your life may depend on your fitness level.
Ooh, my preacher will say, "Amen," because that is true.
It's true.
Yeah. That is true, man. I mean, shoot. Like, you know, and the reason that I wanted to have you here, man, I mean, come on, 17 years, man. I mean, you could just, Captain, you could just chill. Just enjoy life without having to, you know, do what you're doing now. But you get up and you go put in work, not just in office, but like at the house, you know, and work on yourself.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
You know, it's one of them deals where you have to invest in yourself, and if it's important to you, you make time to do it.
that's what's up, man. Captain, I appreciate it, man. And thanks for stopping by, man.
Man, I appreciate you having me on, Baton.
No problem, man. No problem. Tell the family I said hi.
I sure will. Stay safe, stay blessed.
I will do.
All right, brother.
All right, yo. I was just chopping it up with Captain Tony Bass, man. Cool guy, man. I really appreciate him stopping by and talk with us a little bit and share his experience with us. And here, as you can see, that's the information for the Ector County Sheriff's Office. If you want to become a deputy, man, just give them a holler, get this information, and jump in and see what you got. My next guest will be my big dog, former Legacy Fighting Championship heavyweight champion from San Antonio Police Department. Like, this dude is like a 20-year veteran, man. I mean, Richard Odoms, a.k.a. Big O. He will be here with me on Wednesday, 5/6/20, around 7:30, 19:30. Mainly, I'm going to talk to him about what just happened in San Antonio not long ago. As you can see in the image, you know, there's some guys doing some jiu-jitsu out there, and a police officer showed up, you know, and had to issue citations for them due to the fact that is against the city ordinance, you know. The cop just doing his job. I'm a jiu-jitsu practitioner myself. I love jiu-jitsu. I love fighting. I love competing. But whenever it comes to the laws, man, I got to live and obey the law. So my boy, Big O, is going to be in the house and talk to us about this particular incident that happened, I believe it was last week. Check us out, man. Instagram, 1018 Service. Also on Facebook, 1018 Service. You know, give us ideas, man. You know, let us know if you know somebody that is doing good, you know, in your community, you know, is doing something that has to do with law enforcement. Please give us a shout, send us a letter, send us an email. Let us know who the person is, you know, an officer or just simple somebody that sponsors the police department, the sheriff's office, or just, you know, Crime Stoppers. Just let us know, because we wanna talk to them. We wanna let them know that we appreciate them. You know, please let us know. Holler at us on Instagram, 1018 Service, on Facebook, 1018 Service. And headquarters, show me 42, man. I'll holler at you guys later. I appreciate for your time. Leave comments and let us know what you think about the show. And I'm 42. Holla. Deuces. Bless my tie.